Hello everyone, I am Charlotte Pierron-Perles, EVP, Managing Director of Intelligent Industry at Capgemini Invent. I am extremely proud to be joined today by Beatrice Dotzenberg and Stéphane Lanuzel, two leaders from L'Oréal Group that are driving company-wide transformation and pushing the beauty industry forward. This podcast is taking place right after the CES at Las Vegas, putting the emphasis on how much being a leader in beauty implies being a leader in beauty tech. That means how leveraging technologies may to develop a more efficient innovation, more inclusive beauty, and a more sustainable one. Thank you very much, Stéphane and Beatrice, to be with us today. Maybe to start, could you please introduce yourself, state your name, and what you are doing?
Hello, Charlotte. So I'm Beatrice Dotzenberg. I'm the Global Director of Beauty Tech Service at L'Oréal. Within the CDMO, I have 20 years of experience at L'Oréal in marketing, in sales, in general management, working in 6 countries. And maybe for people listening, I want to name some of the fantastic brands that the L'Oréal Group has, such as L'Oréal Paris, Garnier, Maybelline that are sold in mass market, but also luxury brands such as Lancôme, Yves Saint Laurent, Armani, Kiehl's, for example. We have also brands that are distributed in pharmacies, drugstore like La Roche-Posay, CeraVe, or Vichy, or brands sold in salons such as L'Oréal Professionnel, Kerastase, Redken, and Maastricht. And of course, all those brands, you can also find them online.
Thank you, Beatrice. You, Stéphane, could you say a few words?
So, hello, Charlotte. Thank you for having us. So, I'm Stéphane Lanuzel. I'm the Beauty Tech Program Director. I've been 10 years in L'Oréal, with different positions in operation, in digital transformation. But since 2018, I'm the Beauty Tech Program Director. So, I often refer myself as the number 2 employee of Beauty Tech, because Beauty Tech, as we will see, is an adventure, is a journey for L'Oréal, and it's really bringing tech at the heart of L'Oréal strategy, and doing that at the scale of L'Oréal. When Beatrice mentioned the 37 brands we have, but it's also 40 factories, 7 billion. So it's a massive boat, and we are transforming that with tech to make sure that we lead the beauty tech as we have been leading the beauty industry for many years.
It's really a company adventure and a wide transformation. We will deep dive a bit more. Maybe our first question for you both. What is the number 1 impact you hope having in your current role?
So first, with beauty tech, we aim at solving consumer tensions. We aim at creating value for all. When we say value for all, it's for consumer, for brands, for retailer, for partner, and of course one of the stakeholder is the planet, and the society where we also want to have a positive impact. So today it is a fact, consumers have totally adopted technology in their daily life. If I think, for example, about health, monitoring tools, biology at home are expanding, and beauty is actually the same, and beauty tech has totally integrate into beauty. Why is that? It's because 70% of customers are telling us that they are lost when they face an ocean of choice. And it's with beauty tech service that we are yearning to solve this issue and to bring them recommendation, diagnostic, and to guide them through their journey. So this is what we do at L'Oréal. Our main goal, our main impact that we want to have is to create beauty for each at scale.
Such a huge impact. Thank you, Beatrice. Stéphane, question to you.
For me, it was really to put technology at the heart of our strategy, at the COMEX table. We've been using IT for many years, but now we are moving from IT to technology, using technology to invent new services, as Beatrice has explained, but also to power our employees, because they need to use technology, they need to use data, they need to use artificial intelligence to make decision, to innovate. We are augmented our employees with technology. It's why one of the key output of the beauty tech program is to make sure that all the 88,000 employees of L'Oréal are embracing technology and are at ease with technology. And that's really the impact that we are trying to make. Moving from IT being a support function to technology being at the heart of L'Oréal transformation and at the heart of all our discussions.
I know how much this point is important at L'Oréal, and I know you will be back on this a bit later. Let's deep dive. Let's now talk about how L'Oréal is making waves in the consumer space and influencing other sectors with its evolution toward beauty tech. Stéphane, first, what is beauty tech at L'Oréal, very concretely, and how has it evolved already, starting a few years ago? And maybe, second question for you, how has L'Oréal expanded its focus towards world-class beauty product to becoming really a next generation of beauty tech powerhouse?
So let me rewind a little bit and give you the genesis of the beauty tech program. Digital transformation at L'Oréal started in 2010. So we have been pioneering in the digital transformation with the development of e-commerce, moving from 0% to 30% business on e-com, moving from mass media to precision advertising, and also having brands that are very active on social media. So that was the digital transformation, and we pioneered that, and we led that for the beauty industry. But in 2018, we also realized that it could go beyond digital transformation, and that technology will impact massively the beauty industry by enabling us to develop new services for our consumers, but also augmenting our employees to innovate faster and to make more educated and data-driven decisions. So the way we started was really to listen to all the tech giants and the tech players. And, I remember that we had some discussion with the top management of Capgemini to really see what was their vision on how technology will disrupt beauty. And it's why we've embarked into that transformation beauty tech. It's a large-scale global transformation for the entire company with the motto to invent the beauty of the future while transforming in the company of the future. And that symmetry of attention is key because it's both for consumers, but it's also for our employees. And we are embracing all types of technologies to create that disruption in the beauty. And we've been working on that for the past 5 years, and really building the foundations to enable that transformation at scale. We've been inventing new services, and Beatrice will come back on to that. And what I can tell you is that it has enabled to convince people that we've been in the beauty industry doing cosmetics topic products for 115 years, and now we are doing services, and services are also really at the heart of L'Oréal beauty offering. And we've just mentioned that during the CES, taking the keynote of the CES during the introduction. So basically, services and developing new services for our consumers is also key.
You delivered a lot over the last 5 years. What are concretely the challenges that have been overcome?
I think the first challenge was really to convince people. We are a manufacturer, we are a marketing company, and saying that tech was as key as marketing, as key as research and innovation, was the first challenge. And to make sure that we, as I said earlier, we bring tech to the board discussion, to the COMEX discussion. So that was the first challenge. But we had a strong sponsorship. The second challenge was really to also attract new talents, to upskill our employees in being master of tech, but in a positive way, embracing tech and saying, okay, what are the opportunities that it creates? And doing that in a very open-minded, but also in co-creation. So working with external partners, tech giants, and startups. So that's the main challenge was really that too. And then the second challenge is that you have to do it at the scale of L'Oréal. It's easy to do a proof of concept, a pilot, to showcase, to shine with one services or with one solution. L'Oréal is the leader in the beauty industry with a turnover of more than 38 billion in 2022. Is really key. That's for me the two challenges, and I can tell you that after 5 years, I think we've covered quite a way.
Thank you, Stéphane. You mentioned quite a lot of concrete innovation to employees. Let's deep dive maybe in the field of consumer. What is beauty tech offering to consumers more concretely?
So we have a portfolio of beauty tech service that are here to really help consumers at precise, moment of their shopping journey. So to give you an example, the first one is when you are in the discovery phase. Imagine you are looking for a skincare routine. You can't see a dermatologist right now, and you are looking for help. You can take your smartphone, and with the help of a selfie, you take 3 selfies, and thanks to a powerful algorithm, thanks to a fantastic data set, of more than 150,000 annotated images by annotation by dermatologists, we are able to give you a clear diagnostic, of your skin, and to recommend you with the right product. So we really strive at doing diagnostic and really guiding people in their routine. So this is a first example, of services that you can find, for example, on La Roche-Posay. We have a great service on acne, for example, called Spot Scan. The second pillar, is when you want to buy a product, but you are online. So it's not very easy to try a makeup shade, a lipstick, for example, or to find the right foundation. And here, thanks to, again, augmented reality, you can, with your cell phone, try different shades of products. And this product is loved by consumers. Actually, this is the service, that is the biggest, at L'Oréal. And it really helps to drive conversion, that shows that it brings key value both for the brand, as a consumer, but also for our partner retailers. And we see more and more a new generation of service, which is more looking long-term, whether it's looking to predict your beauty trajectory. For example, you can even try a skin product, and see what would be the effect of anti-dark spot product on your skin. And you can also think about coaching, for example, again on acne, if you are sometime we have data that shows that 50%, of what we call the passumers are giving up their treatment before the end. And because we know that performance equal observance of treatment equal performance, we really want to help, thanks to cognitive science, thanks to coaching, people following their treatment. So you have seen, we have today, a range of services, more than 100 million services, last year in 2023, to help, our consumer, to guide them, really, to help them see the result and to coach them. And this is just the beginning, we are just 5 years in, and I think the future is very bright.
Thank you, Béatrice. This is very concrete, very much in depth in the beauty routine of each consumer. Very useful, by the way, for the teenagers we may have at home as well. Regarding those services, what is your vision on how beauty tech is really shaping the future of beauty?
Mm-hmm. So we have been learning a lot, as a 5 years old, as Stéphane said, beauty tech company, while we are 115 years in cosmetics. So it's a journey. Our first services were more, one-off services. You want to try a lipstick, you try it, and that's it. Now we want to move, to longer term relationship. Think about it, think maybe you were talking about a teenager, facing acne issue and not feeling well in their skin. Think about, a man or a woman, preparing for a first date and looking for the best look. Think about, for example, life changes, life moments, like a maternity, menopause, or it could be disease, where you are looking for help and how to adapt, your routine. It could be also hair loss, for example, for men. At all of these moments, you have this kind of beauty dilemma, and we don't want you to be left alone. So our view is, of course, together with the pros that you may have in your life, the hairdresser, the dermatologist, the beauty advisor. We also want, for consumer going, for example, in supermarket, to have an always-on beauty companion. So this is what we strive to create beauty tech service that, like a beauty companion, will care for you at every stage of your life. So for us, the future of beauty is this lifelong vision and the real-time moments. So we did a partnership. I will give you an example with Brisometer, who is a company that is monitoring, the weather, the pollution, what we call exposome. And we are able to integrate this real-time data into our services to recommend you with the best routine of products. So real-time, lifelong, a new beauty companion. This is the future of beauty for L'Oréal.
Very clear, very concrete, and it's very much about connection, real-time moment. If we think about the ecosystem itself, how is beauty tech at L'Oréal impacting the retail ecosystem and as well your partnership with the retailers?
Of course. So what we see is really, and I think after, these 5 years, at the beginning, you had more services that were there, now we are all thinking about journey and what we call continuum, a seamless experience, wherever you are. So of course, more and more, we are having a connected retailer, a connected hairdresser, a connected pharmacies or department store, and we are working with them. One of the ways for us to be able to connect it and to integrate seamlessly service is with QR code. So at L'Oréal, Stéphane's team developed a fantastic technology called Resolver technology that is helping us to stay connected with consumers. So with a flash, on your smartphone, you are able to access a range of services, of education, of tutorial, of information on ingredients. And I think this is the next frontier, is to be able to provide beauty tech service to consumers wherever they are. So of course, this requires deep partnership, trust and frame with retailer. For example, when we talk about data, and we have a strict respect of data privacy at L'Oréal. So how do we bring added value to consumers? This is key.
Thank you, Béatrice. A lot to learn on your journey. Let's now deep dive. These changes at L'Oréal are no doubt having a big impact for consumers, for partners, and as well behind the scene. Let's explore a bit the outcomes, the lessons learned from you driving this transformation with your employee for your consumers. Béatrice first, how this change influencing the culture at L'Oréal?
So I think first we had a good ground, a good cultural ground at L'Oréal. One of our motto has always been seizing what is starting. And for sure, with tech integrating in life of people, this is something that L'Oréalers, really embrace fully. As Stéphane said, over the last decade, we have been embracing e-commerce, we have been embracing social media, and platform today. And of course, now beauty tech is part of this full evolution. So I think this seizing what is starting culture is something that works very well. I think a second element of our culture that resonates especially well with developing tech product is the spirit of poet and peasants. So at L'Oréal, we really value this kind of left brain, right brain, this balance between the human and the tech, between the vision and the actions, between the dream of a perfection, but also the need to act and to iterate. So I do think that, L'Oréal culture is really a great match with beauty tech. Of course, we have been shaken. For example, with tech product, you need to put the product as soon as possible in the hand of customer and to learn and to iterate many times, whereas, when you develop a formula in the labs, you need to take time to have a good, safe, great prototype to put in the hand of consumer. So there's some change, and I think this is great. This is something that is very positive, for L'Oréal culture.
It's really more than shifting. It's really more than delivering a new world-class product. It's about developing meaningful, long-lasting relationship with consumer and a lot of new services. How did you succeed to make it real?
So I think the way we succeed is by trying, and learning. I think it's a great posture. So one of the big, focus we had last year was really to simplify our product and service portfolio. So you have some services that were working super well, and you have some services that were great for image. But when we look to data, and to what consumers tell us and the business impact, some services were not delivering the best value. So what we decide, is to really streamline our portfolio of services toward a big hero service. And also what we are doing, is really making the most of the data. So at the beginning, the services were one-off, delivering value straight away, for example, helping you to choose your lipstick shade. Now what we are doing is integrating all this information when the consumer chooses to do so that we can personalize their journey post-purchase. For example, when you receive a SMS or an email, you don't want to receive an advertising on a blonde absolute Kerastase if you are a brunette, It's all about relevancy. It's all about being recognized. And I think this is something that we are really working a lot on. The second element, I think you talk about it, is this notion of relationship. And I'm very excited by the launch of the Beauty Genius from L'Oréal Paris this year. Because it will allow us to have intimate conversation, with consumer. And some people are telling us that they are not always consumer to talk to people, and they would have loved to ask some question, to a beauty genius. And this is what will be possible. So very exciting times.
Thank you, Béatrice. We see that the mix of real great beauty product, leveraging data, leveraging artificial intelligence, UX design, and the deep knowledge of your business deliver a lot to consumers and employees. What are you personally the most proud of?
So what I'm the proudest of, the most proud of could be first the team. I think, together with Stéphane, because it's really a collaborative work, we have developed a team of really talented people, shifting the organization, to become, the beauty tech company of the next decade, with a strong UX expertise, a strong tech expertise, also collaborating with all the organization. For beauty tech services to succeed, you need to be fully integrated to research and innovation, to the tech, to the marketing people, at global level in brand, but also at local level in market, as well as a partner, whether they are, the Walmart or Carrefour of this world, or, a salon, in your village. So this is the collaboration, I think, that I'm the proudest of. I think this is what allow us to reach this 100 million last year, and this is what is allowing us to be pioneering, generative AI product like the Beauty Genius with the right frame.
Thank you, Béatrice. You mentioned partnership. Stéphane, what is the role of partnership and what strategic collaboration brings to L'Oréal in that context of beauty tech?
I think in that beauty tech transformation, we've learned and we've realized how it is important to partner with startups, with tech giants, with strategic partners. Because we are good, and we have been doing that for 115 years, which is to design, to develop, to produce, and to ship physical products. But now we are into the services, the digital products era. And for that, we've realized that, there are a lot of different skills that we were missing. And it's only by finding the right skill with the right partners that we were able to crack that, both to upskill our internal workforce, but also to benefit from the creativity, from the knowledge of the external world. And in the digital world, in the digital product world, it's about product management, it's about design, it's about data science, and it's about technology. And we are, partnering, selecting very cautiously the type of partners we work with. And let me give you one example, which is one we've been working with Capgemini and Frog, which is the augmented product. Beatrice mentioned it. It's a very simple technology. It's about putting a QR code on each of the product, scanning that, and then making the bridge between the physical products that we know and the digital world, and opening a lot of experiences for our consumers. On that, we've been working with designers, because designing consumer experience, it's a very specific task. Listening to them on, what they want, what they feel, it's also something that we didn't really know doing for digital services. Then also working with, the tech part, because, we are operating in almost all the countries in the world. And being able, when you scan a product wherever you are, to get the right experience, it's a bit of a challenge, and we've been working together on that. And for us, this is how we see partnership, because in the end, what is important to deliver these products, being services for our consumers or application for our employees, is you need the best performing team with the best talents. As in a startup, you select the team you want to work with the talent, and that we fully believe that it's being open to the external world, that we will always being able to select the best team, the winning team. And that's how we approach our partnership with the external world, which is a bit new. For L'Oréal, culturally we were more closed, but since a few years now we are open and working with a lot of partners.
Stéphane, 3 years that we are working together at the Beauty Tech. Based on this path, what are already the lessons learned from the consumer regarding the value proposition of the Beauty Tech?
I think, as Beatrice mentioned, for me, the testimony of what we have achieved for consumers is the adoption of our services that we have put on the market. It's like 100 million services usage in 2023. So it's a lot. It's at scale. It's the breadth of the type of services that we have been developing, and how these different services are embedded in all the touch point in the retailer's environment, on our e-commerce site, through applications. So basically, we track and measure the adoption of our services, and we also measure the value that it creates. Helping the conversion on e-com, for example, the data that we can gather through the services. And I can tell you that for each of the services that we have been developing, it really creates strong value. It helps consumer, as Beatrice has explained, but it also helps us to be better in delivering services. But also, what is very important, it's to be better at developing cosmetic products, because we use a lot of knowledge from these services to see what are the new trends, what do consumers like, what they don't like, what do they want. And I'll give you one concrete example. We have developed an applications where we can listen real time to all the reviews and ratings that the consumers are leaving on e-retailer sites. So it's more than 150 million that we process real time, and giving our teams, the marketing, the researchers, real time feedback of what consumers are thinking of the products. good things, bad things, and we use that to work. So I can tell you that every single services or application that we have developed within the beauty tech transformation is really impacting L'Oréal and changing the way we shape the beauty industry.
You achieved a lot of insightful data to measure how much you are successful in that journey. From a more personal point of view, what are you the proudest of so far?
That's always a tough question because, then you think the different products and it's like, being asked to choose between your kids, which I won't do.
And it's not what I am asking, by the way.
And I know. And so it's why what I'm the most proud of is really the scale of the transformation. Because, when I started and when I accepted that mission of leading the beauty tech journey, it was 2 words, it was a blank page. And we could have gone the way of, showcasing a few proof of concept, shining with a few objects. But the task was different. The task was to be the number 1 beauty tech company at the scale of L'Oréal. And it's, only 5 years after that I really realized that we have been able to do it at the scale of L'Oréal, that, maybe all the 88,000 employees of L'Oréal now understand what beauty tech is, what tech can do for beauty. We've also built some strong foundation, like data platforms, like APIs, portals, which were very new when we started on that. But we've done that at the scale of L'Oréal. So if I have one thing to really be proud of is that, which is we've been able to do it at the scale of a group like L'Oréal. I think we are really the number 1 beauty tech company. And as I said, for me, the best testimony of that, we have been selected by the CES as the first consumer good, the first French, the first FMCG company to be at the opening keynote of the CES. So it means that we've done it at scale, and we've done it at the scale of L'Oréal.
Thank you, Stefan. We are hearing that it's much more than a program. It's really a mission. And you just mentioned it by investing year after year in connected and more personalized beauty. L'Oréal has been recognized as a concrete, real tech partner. Having Nicolas Hieronymus on stage at the side of Barbara Lavernos, revealing numerous innovation, making accessible to the large, let's say, public, really shift L'Oréal into a different category, making L'Oréal a tech giant. And I assume by investing a bit more in tech compared to research, that is the art of L'Oréal for years, with a bit more than €1 billion a year, if I'm right, I expect that a lot more will come on data, on artificial intelligence, on robotization. Could you tell us a bit more about what might come next? And maybe with you, Beatrice, first, could you come back to the innovation revealed at the CES and explain the benefits for consumers, employees, and the ecosystem itself?
Thank you. So yes, I was lucky to attend, this fantastic CES keynote by our CEO, Nicolas Hieronymus, the first conference, the first time the conference is made by a beauty company, of course, making us very proud. It's not a surprise for us because L'Oréal has been attending CES for the last 10 years, earning many innovation awards. Actually, we just after LG and Samsung, L'Oréal is, in the 3rd position in terms of innovation awards. That say a lot. And again, this year, 7 awards has been won. So during this conference, Nicolas Hieronymus and Barbara talk first about the essentiality, of beauty, from the Homo erectus in the cave to TikTok today, with a billion of impressions, billion of search, on Google. Today we see that beauty is an essential need. And beauty tech is there, to continue, to serve, this beauty need, at to new scale. So I will maybe focus on 2 innovations that has been revealed because there were many, at CES. You know that L'Oréal is producing digital services, but we are also producing beauty devices, like, for example, the steam pod from L'Oréal Professionnel that has been on the market for years. And this year, we reveal a strong innovation called Airlight Pro, which is a fantastic hair dryer, for consumers that will help to achieve better hair, more hydrated, smoother visibly, but also to save time and up to 30% energy, which is super important. So if you think about it, the way that the professional product division of L'Oréal is using tech, we have been launching and actually acquiring Gyoza, which is a company that is saving water thanks to shower heads that have a unique technology that can help you to save 69% of water in salon, but also at home. And now we are saving energy thanks to Airlight Pro, while also it's a unique technology. I will explain you more. While in the same time having a better result on your hair. So what is this technology? Again, it's a partnership with Zuvi, who is a fantastic startup, that has expertise, in optic, that has expertise in wind, because they used to do drone. And thanks to their expertise and their professional expertise, we have been able, with a team of 100 experts, to build this unique technology. So how does it work, Imagine the morning, when you have a little water, outside, how does it dry? It dries with the infrared light, of the sun, and also with the wind. And we replicate this technology, in this Airlight Pro. More than 150 patents has been filed, and I think it's very exciting. New technology that will be available in L'Oréal Professionnel Salon from mid-year. So this is to show you, that with the LG and Samsung of this world, but L'Oréal is also a tech company regarding objects and regarding, devices. And then when you think about, digital services that we have been talking to, thanks to generative AI, we are able to push the boundary about services. And we are creating for L'Oréal Paris, so imagine the number 1 beauty brand of the world, 1 billion consumers that are today, shopping in a self-service environment. When you enter a supermarket, when you are online, you are in a self-service environment. And a lot of consumers are asking help. And for them, we are providing a beauty genius. So with your smartphone, you will be able to access this beauty companion and to ask any question regarding the makeup you want to have, if you want to see tutorials, if you want to know what is inside of product, there is more than 750 products that has been put in the database. And we also integrate, our beauty tech service, virtual try-on, diagnostic on every category, whether we talk about hair color, hair care, makeup, or skincare, you will have it all into your beauty genius. And this beauty genius, has been trained with all the data we have, from our customer care, all the learning we have been having from our beauty advisor, a database of 750 products, to be able to provide, the best advice to beauty consumer and lovers.
I feel that this beauty genius will be soon my best friend. For sure. And Beatrice, you mentioned the contribution of L'Oréal developing new services, developing new connected physical products that support you in your day-to-day routine. I know how much contributing to develop a more inclusive beauty is something important at L'Oréal. Sustainability is really at the core of it. Could you describe a bit what is the contribution of beauty tech to L'Oréal sustainable commitments?
For sure. So we discussed just before how to save water and how to save energy, with the Gyoza shower head in Salon and the Airlight Pro, which is a hairdryer that will be available in Salon or at home. So this is, a first example for energy and the respect of the planet. For inclusivity, what is important for us is to bring the best of beauty to all. We have developed tools, and I want to name one actually that received an award last year at CES, which is APTA from Lancôme. Today, more than 50 million people have, a mobility issue with their arm. And thanks to APTA, thanks to also intelligence artificielle that will be used to stabilize the movements, we have been able to develop, a new tool to help you apply makeup without, stabilizing it. So I think it's we can see when the woman using this Lancôme device share their experience, they are really thrilled and empowered to be able to have their beauty makeup journey and routine again. So this is the power of inclusivity, and this is the power of APTA. So here again, we talk about a device. For digital service, we are working on accessibility, of services. For example, in the US with a partner called Level Up, to make sure that we provide, the best accessibility and user experience to all. And we have made progress, but I still think, we can do better, and we are really engaged on this topic.
Very concrete, very exciting as well. Beatrice, maybe Stéphane, to complement, still on the sustainability front, what is the key contribution of the beauty tech to the overall sustainable value chain of L'Oréal, and what are the implications for the ecosystem at scale?
So when we think about sustainability, we've structured our approach, our technological approach with two axes: tech for sustainability and sustainable tech. Let me start with tech for sustainability. Beatrice mentioned already the Gyoza example, but let me give you other elements. One of the key transformation of the beauty industry is moving into the biotech and moving into the green tech. Using ingredients that are sourced from nature, that are renewable, and that's where technology is helping us, because we are launching 8,000 products per year, 8,000 new formulas. So at the same time, we need to innovate, but also to renew our ingredients portfolio and our formula portfolio. And it's only because we have been able to develop digital formulation, so formulation leveraging algorithms to be able to determine what is the best formula, that we can do that at the speed that is required. So we have augmented our researcher so that they can use algorithms to find the right formula. Another element where we are using technology is on supply chain optimization. Supply chain is more and more complex with the fragmentation of the supply chains. And for example, in China, we are leveraging artificial intelligence to do demand forecasting and also supply chain optimization. So to locate the inventory in the best position, in our distribution center, in our factories, and within our suppliers, to be able to serve our consumers in the more sustainable way. But sustainable tech is also key, because we are all excited about digital transformation technology, but we have also to recognize that technology has some impact on our sustainability trajectory. So we are working a lot with strong commitment to really reduce the impact of our technology. First, working with our key partners and the cloud provider, and asking them, very tangible, measurable impact of all the solutions that we develop, and how we can work with them to reduce the impact. But we are also working with our employees, telling them what is the sustainable impact or the environmental impact of their technology. And as we've done before with our travel impact, now we've received our technological digital impact as employees, with a lot of tips to reduce that. So for me, it's very important, because as we promote the beauty tech transformation and as we promote technology, I'm often questions on, what is it compatible with the sustainable goals of L'Oréal? And I think it's very important to reconcile the two, which is technology will help us to achieve our sustainable goal, but we will also make some effort in making technology more sustainable.
You are very much putting employees in the driver's seat on making it sustainable at large. Very interesting. Stéphane, you already start your generative AI journey. Beatrice was mentioning the beauty genius. That is a good example of it. What are the biggest evolution you expect on the AI and Gen AI front? And what are the implications in terms of governance, organization, competency? This is a big shift.
It's true that last year we've been hit by the Gen AI tsunami, and for all the people that have been in AI before, there was first a little bit of a surprise, I have to admit, but also for me a strong opportunity, because AI and Gen AI was now in Davos last year and still this year, so AI is in everybody's mouth, so which is good because that has enabled to really put AI as a key enabler of our future strategy. But we have also to be careful with this big hype wave. And I can tell you that the first decision that we make at the group level on Gen AI was to say these are the do's and don'ts. So the first thing that we did was, okay, you can do that. You are not allowed to do that as an employee of L'Oréal, because we strongly believe that, and I will come back to it, that there are a lot of opportunities, but you also have to be careful and to understand, what are the downsides or the potential pitfalls of this type of technology. But to start on the positive side, and I'm a truly tech optimist. Gen AI for a company like L'Oréal is about marketing creation. We produce so much content, and Gen AI is enabling us to do that probably faster, in a more innovative way, to explore new territories, to combine new skills. So it's augmenting our marketing people. But I still believe that in the end, it's the human touch that will make the difference. So it's why I talk about augmentation. And I don't believe that Gen AI, there won't be like Gen AI robots doing marketing instead of marketing people. I'm a strong believer of the augmented marketer. So in the creative space, obviously it will help us to be even more to be stronger. But maybe one thing, because that's a stance that L'Oréal has taken. We do cosmetic products for real people in the real world. So we have decided that we will not use Gen AI created human in our advertising space, because, we do things for real human. So we can get inspired by Gen AI, but it's not replacing, a true person. Obviously, Gen AI is also very useful in conversation, and that's the beauty genius. Sorry, I think for me, what is really striking with Gen AI is the quality of the conversation. So this is the first time, and we've been doing bots for some years, very deceptive. This is the first time where you have a true conversation. So obviously you need to guide, you need to frame it, but I'm impressed by the quality of the conversation. And, if I can name other areas where we are using Gen AI in formulation again, obviously helping us to create new formulas as in other life science industry, but also in knowledge management. And because we are big, we have a lot of data, a lot of information. We do a lot of studies. So having the ability to develop solutions to compile that, to summarize, is also key. So that's the type of area where we are exploring beauty genius. But as you truly mentioned, governance is also key, and for us, trustworthy AI is a key topic and is a key stream. So we have developed a a policy around trustworthy AI with some very clear messages that it will always be human first. Transparency will be key. Honesty will be key. So we have some key principles that we have defined, and each application, solution, services that we develop are analyzed against these principles. And we are also working on having some internal and external advisory board to make sure that we look at that with the necessary analysis, stepping back and making sure that we are making the right decision in this fastly evolving situation. So that's where we stand. So Gen AI will continue to disrupt, to challenge us, but we are doing that, with a lot of optimism, but also some cautions and some prudence.
We are really touching upon how much Gen AI is bringing new to the services you want to develop for consumers and employees. And we touch upon really how much it's a transformation by itself for the company. If I look at what you achieved at L'Oréal within the beauty tech, L'Oréal always contributed to elevate the standard and create new standard in the beauty industry. What does it mean? What could be the lessons learned for other industries?
So, if I step back, for me, you need to embrace tech. You need to embrace tech with optimism, with a lot of willingness to bring that at the right level of the organization, meaning the top, meaning the board, meaning the executive committee. They need to embrace technology and to see what it means for there. We have also to say that it's not for free. I mean, it requires some investment and some commitment. So you have to be ready to invest and to invest in a sustainable way behind tech, because it's not hype. It's not about shiny objects. It's about huge transformation. So you need to invest, and you need to be able to continuously invest. You also need to embark and embrace your entire company. About talents, about skills, bringing new talents and skills, but also making sure that every single employee of your company is part of the journey. And that's not easy, but you need to be able to see what's in there for them, what's in there for me, for each and every single employee, because it's such a powerful transformation that you need all the company behind it. But as I said many times, I'm a tech optimist, and I'm really thinking that by leveraging tech at the scale of our big companies, we can be more inclusive, more sustainable, and make the world we live in better.
Thank you, Stéphane. Thank you, Béatrice. We are ending this podcast. I want to thank you both very much for being there today, investing your time, sharing your learning. Thanks a lot as well for your confidence and the collaboration we had over the last year. I'm pretty sure that all those learnings will be very much valuable as well for other players in the beauty industry, and as well very much for others that are benchmarking with L'Oréal and with the beauty sector. You mentioned life science. It's one among many, and I'm pretty sure that we will meet together again to pursue this very insightful discussion. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Thank you.